Shalom and welcome once again to Just a Word Prophecy. Just a Word Prophecy is the prophetic channel of Just a Word where our family shares prophetic revelations with you that affect or impact the world, the end times, etc. These prophecies are given to confirm, to warn, and to just show us what has been revealed unto us that impacts you. Now, today we are going to be looking at a revelation from one of our sisters. She sent this to us and could not understand it, not knowing that it was revealing what was being revealed to us at exactly the same time that she sent it. So we are going to listen to our sister Shamarion as she gives us her revelation. All right? Let's go.
Shalom. So this dream I had in 2021. And so in the dream, I was entering into a classroom setting. And in front of me was a regular teacher's desk with a single piece of paper on it. On the floor, it was like napping mats and laptops. And then on the left side of me, there was a woman, but she was standing at like a speech podium type of thing. And so as I'm walking in, I can hear her saying, and her voice was very much so like aggressive, like it was making her angry. And so I could hear her say, "We must find them and we must kill them. If you don't kill them, you won't get paid. And if you refuse, then you will die." And so she constantly kind of like repeated that. And the more she repeated it, the more aggressive it sounded. And so then for like a split second, I saw like this picture of a girl that was missing. And so then I started walking toward the desk to the single piece of paper. And on the piece of paper was, words being written. And the words that were being written was, here's the scripture to find her. And so it was, I believe the scripture was about to be written until, I was directed until a different part of the dream where I'm now laying on my belly in front of the laptop, and I could hear the teacher. She was aggressively saying, she was taken by the invisible one. We must find her. And so then on the computer screen, I could they showed like a picture of the invisible one. You just couldn't see him. You could just see his clothing. His clothing looked kind of sort of like my shawl here, but it was the color of my head wrap, and it was a bit more dingy. And so he left behind footprints, and his footprints were of sand. And so on the laptop, it started to zoom in more and more on his feet. And so the more it zoomed in, the more that the sand footprint started to kind of look like sand dunes, sand hills. And so then I woke up from there. And so then I went right back to sleep. And so on the second part of the dream, I was inside of like this house. It had like a house feeling on the inside, but it had like a commercial appearance on the outside. So like the windows were kind of like how they have like the mirror film, like in most commercial buildings. So you can see outside from the inside, but on the outside you can't see in. You just see your reflection. And so when I'm inside of this house, there's these women and children. So the women are frantically moving around. They're trying to find a spot to hide and to hide the children. And so they started to hide the children in the shadows of the bushes. So there were bushes on the outside of the building, but they were hiding them in the shadow part in front of the window. And so I saw like military men on the outside. They were marching. They was like, okay, we have to find them. We have to find them. And so then the ladies, they became very much so in panic and in fear. And they were just like, we have to hide. let's go down into the basement. And so as I'm being shown all these things, I'm a little, trying to figure out, like, why would they go into the basement? And so there was like no way for them to go out, and there's only one way for, the military people to come in. And so the ladies, they run into the basement. So I have my ear up to the door, and so I can hear the military men, they're coming in. And so as my ear is up to this door, I'm hearing and I'm also seeing the military men as they're coming in, and they're just like, okay, we have to find them, we have to find them. And so when my ear's up to the door, I can hear a cell phone ring. And so immediately I heard one of the military men say, they're in the basement. And then I woke up.
Shalom, everyone. So what has been revealed to me about this dream is our sister starts in by walking into a classroom. On the left side is a normal teacher at a desk, and on the other side is a woman standing by a podium, and she's giving out harsh instructions. She's telling the people sitting there that they have to find the missing woman, and that if they don't find the missing woman, they threaten that they won't get their money, and even threaten to be unalived or to be killed. So that woman would represent the beast system. She is the beast system. She is the one that persecutes the saints. So the reason why she wants to persecute the missing woman is because the missing woman would represent Yasharal, who goes into the wilderness, who is the Philadelphia assembly. So that is who she was searching for. That's why she was so adamant and so furious, because that would remind us of Revelation 12, when the dragon spews water after the woman who goes into the wilderness. So that's what she is. She's basically the representation of the dragon, of the beast system that is running after the assembly of Philadelphia, the Yasharal who flees into the wilderness. So Yasharala flees into the wilderness is the missing woman that she sees on a pamphlet, because she said she walked up to a pamphlet and she saw that there was a young woman who had gone missing. So the missing represents that they've been taken into the wilderness, and they've been taken into the wilderness by the invisible one. So we all know that the invisible one would represent the Most High. So it would be the Most High himself who has taken the Philadelphia assembly and hidden them in his secret place during this time of tribulation. So as she's looking at the post of this missing woman, she was about to get a scripture on how to find this missing woman, but then the scene changed because the place is a secret, so that wouldn't be disclosed. So then she's all of a sudden on a mat on her belly, and she's looking at a laptop screen, and the beast system woman is still raging on in the background and still speaking about the invisible one. And then she says that she sees a picture of the invisible one who has a cloak that looks very ancient, and she says it looks very ragged, like those ancient ragged kind of clothes. You can only see those clothes, and you can see his footprints, which leave sand footprints behind. So upon further inspection, she looks at these footprints of sand, and they become sand dunes, which represents the place that the invisible one has taken this assembly, this woman. She's fled into the sand dunes, into the place of the desert. She's fled into the desert. So the place of hiding is in the desert. That's where the invisible one has taken the missing woman, who is in essence Yasharal, who is part of the Philadelphia assembly. the Ancient One also wearing old or ragged clothes might I think for me also represents the ancient path, because that is the Most High is the Ancient of Days. He tells us to go back to the ancient path. So the Invisible One wasn't wearing modern clothes, he was wearing ancient clothes, which means go back to the old way, to the ancient path. And then yeah, so that would be that part of the dream. And then the dream changes, and then she switches. She said she woke up, then she switches into a second part of the dream where she's in this house that looks both commercial and residential. And the house is very significant in the sense that the windows are tinted, so you can see inside out but not outside in. So for me, that would also represent them trying to hide. But it's hiding in the by measures of man. So it's not like the Invisible One was hiding you. It's hiding you by your own efforts as a man. So inside this place is women and children who are trying to hide from law enforcement or the authorities or the army, which would be the beast system army, who are coming to persecute the saints who are left in the tribulation. That again brings us to Revelation 12, because the dragon leaves the ones who are in the wilderness and turns to make war with the rest of the offspring of the woman. So this would be the rest of the offspring who did not flee into the secret place, into the hiding place, who are still left in the tribulation. So that is who was trying to hide the babies in the shadows of the leaves, of the bushes, sorry. And they were trying to run into the basement for hiding, to hide themselves. But eventually the phone rings, which also could also hint to the danger of technology, because it will be giving you away and your location away too during the beast system. So the women go into the basement trying to hide, but the phone rings and then the location is found. And then the dream ends with the army saying they're in the basement and they're going to find them. So obviously just representing that unfortunately those who are left in the tribulation will have to go through persecution. There will be nowhere to hide, because the only place to hide was supposed to be with the Invisible One. So these are the ones that have to go through tribulation, who will be trying to hide themselves from the beast system, but will unfortunately have to go through tribulation. So that's what I get from the dream.
Wow, what a breakdown that was. I don't even have to say anything else. What else can I say? But that it is a division of the end time, as you rightly said, a division of the end time believers, those who must go through tribulation, and those who are in Philadelphia. That is in Revelation chapter 3. Those who are in the assembly of Philadelphia, to whom is given an open door for them to escape, so that they will escape the tribulation that is upon the earth. Revelation 3:7 says, "And to the angel of the assembly in Philadelphia write, these things saith he that is Kadosh, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth." This is the Philadelphia assembly that will be kept from the temptation. The Invisible One will hide them in his secret place. That is why it says in Psalms 91, "He that does what? Dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." The Invisible One will place them in his secret place in the desert. That is why it says in Isaiah chapter 35 verse 1, "The wilderness and the solitary place." Solitary place. Solitary means lonely, alone. "Shall be glad for them, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. So they will be placed in the desert, but the Most High is going to bring the desert to life to sustain his chosen one, the hidden ones. It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. All right? And this is confirmed in the book of the ascension of Isaiah, which is in, let me get it on the screen. The ascension of Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 16, is it? Verse 13. Make sure it's on screen. Let me get it on the screen, please. Sorry about that. All right, let me get it a little wider. Sorry about that, family. And many believers, let me get this thing going here. Okay. All right. And many believers and saints, having seen him for whom they were hoping, who was crucified, Yahushua HaMashiach the Master, after that Isaiah had seen him who was crucified and ascended, and those also who were believers in him, of these few in those days will be left as his servants, while they flee from desert to desert, awaiting the coming of the beloved. This is the dream here. Fleeing from desert to desert. This is why she saw the feet of sand and why she saw the sand dunes, because Philadelphia assembly will be placed in the solitary place, in the secret place of the Most High, and abide under his shadow, protected from the dragon. While the dragon will get frustrated because of this protection, and he will turn, and with great wrath he will pour out his wrath. Great tribulation will come upon this earth when he goes to war with the remnant of the seed of Yasharal. All right? Anything else that you have at the time?
No, I'll do that so that I can.
All right.
Should we also speak about who Philadelphia is
If you go ahead.
in terms of them being Hebrew?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So also just what we had also discovered from Revelation is that the assembly of Philadelphia would only be for Hebrews or descendants of the Hebrews. So it is an assembly that will be exclusive to the Hebrews because they are the ones who have gone through all suffering these many years. So, and that is also evidence in Revelation 3 verse 9.
Hold on, please.
Okay.
Revelation 3 verse 9.
Yes.
Let me get it for our family here who is watching. All right, go ahead.
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. So that's the only assembly where the heritage of being a Jew is mentioned, and in Smyrna. I think, is it right, Elder? In Smyrna, in 2?
I don't quite remember.
2:9. I just want to make sure. Yes, 2:9 is Smyrna.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so Smyrna and Philadelphia are the only two assemblies where there's a controversy in terms of bloodline, and a certain group of people who are claiming their heritage and are not of that group. So then we do understand that Philadelphia would only be Hebrews, because the Most High says that he will deal with the controversy of the people saying that they are Jews and are not. So that would mean that obviously then the Church of Philadelphia would be the real Jews versus the ones who are claiming to be Jews and are not. So the Church of Philadelphia would be exclusively Hebrews, and then Smyrna might also be exclusively Hebrews, but the remnant who did not go into the wilderness, because again there's a controversy with the fake Jews versus the real Jews mentioned in 2:9. So from our understanding is that Smyrna and Philadelphia is exclusive for Hebrews, and then the other assemblies would be for the other groups, other stranger nations that would be who would endure the tribulation till the end. So that's just another important factor that we think we should mention, is that those two assemblies are Hebrew assemblies.
All right. Okay. Very good. All right. Thank you very much, Ethan. As we continue just the word prophecy here, as we continue to look into what has been revealed to us, we looked at a dream from our sister Shamarion today, and that dream has to do with the end time and the assembly of Philadelphia and the rest of and Smyrna and the rest of the assemblies who will be left in the midst of Babylon. Thank you for watching. Please do share this video with someone. Please do subscribe if you have not, and do comment if you will on the video to help the video in the algorithms. All right, thank you for being with us, and stay tuned to our next video. Until then, shalom.
Shalom.